When I think about my early days as an agricultural researcher in Australia, we were pretty conservative about where we went for our visits. We went to the UK or we went to the US, etc. And not realising sometimes that the real action and what's some of the really exciting things that are happening in relation to agriculture that's pertinent to Australia are actually happening in India or in China or in Latin America. Such as India, for example. Agriculture is tremendously important there to the economy of the country, but to the well-being of the country, for example, in terms of food security. And so the investments by some of those countries in agriculture and in their human resource in agriculture has been enormous. And for us as Australian scientists to be able to interact with that very rich group across the world has been scientifically very stimulating and also very beneficial to Australia. The world's best wheat breeder, Dr. Rajaram. Dr. Rajaram did his undergraduate work in India. Then he got a doctoral scholarship at the University of Sydney. Here in Australia, worked out at Narrabri, right in the middle of the wheat growing country there in northern New South Wales, and then went from there to become a postdoctoral fellow with Dr. Borlaug, the Nobel laureate at CIMMYT in Mexico. And Raj eventually became the director of the wheat program at CIMMYT, and it's lots of his material that has flowed back into Australia and has directly benefited farmers here. We've just released the National Food Plan, which has some targets for agriculture in terms of productivity and profitability and increasing exports into Asia. If we're going to achieve those targets in the plan, we're going to need to be developing a whole range of new technologies to help farmers and others in the value chain to do that. To develop those new technologies will require research partnerships. We don't have the capacity to solve all of those issues here in Australia by ourselves. We've got to be working in international alliances, international consortia to get those answers, to leverage their brain power, leverage some of those international resources onto the things we want to achieve here in Australia. And by supporting the international centres, that just gives us a ready entree into all of that international capacity.